Hey all, welcome back to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today I'm going to cover a classic Sudoku created by Trivial 171. This Sudoku has been taken from the Logic Masters Germany portal and it was published 1 or 2 years back. Let me check when this was published quickly. Yeah, this was published around 2020, so it's a classic Sudoku that was published long back. And it seems there is some new logic that is required to solve the Sudoku. Let's see if you're able to find this. This is a live solve. I'm doing a live solve after some time. The link to solve this Sudoku is in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. And let's start the Sudoku now. Classic rules apply. Each row, each column, and 3x3 box in the grid has digits 1 to 9, no repetitions. These are the rules. And before I start solving, please subscribe to the channel. If you really enjoy what we are doing, then also consider becoming a Patreon of the channel. So let's start now. 1 is in column 2 and 3. So that gives me a 1 in this domino. And 1 in row 8 and row 9 gives a 1 in this space. 1 cannot go in row 2, 1 cannot be in column 6. So 1 has 3 cells. Not going to mark that in. Okay, let's go to the next digit. 2 is in row 1 and row 3 and column 4. So which means 2 must go into these 2 cells. So I have a 2 here. And I have a 2 in row 9, blocking column 9 in row 5. So which means in row 5, 2 has to go in these 2 cells. And I don't see any other space which is interesting enough. So let's go to 3s now. 3 in column 2 and 3. So gives a 3 in these 2 cells. There are just 3 given 3s and there are no other spaces. By that I mean rows or column or boxes which have only 2 positions for 3, or at least I don't see one. Let's go to 4s. 4 is not in column 5, so 4 goes in these 2 cells. Four is not in row 5, column 5, so 4 has 3 options. I don't think that's useful to mark. It would be strange to mark 4s across this row. Okay, 4 has multiple options in this box. So let's get to 5s now. 5 is not in column 7, 5 is not in row 5, so 3 options here. And again, 3 options here. Not much. Let's get to 6. 6 is not in column 5, so that gives 6 in one of these 2 cells. And 6 is not in column 5, box 2, not in row 1, so 6 goes in these 2 cells, and that gives 6 in these 3 cells. I'm actually spotting a pair here. These 2 cells will take a locked pair, but let's come to it later. Let's finish up this corner marking. Okay, let's go to 7s because I don't see much with the 6s. 7 in column 7 and column 9, so 7 goes here. 7 in row 6 has only 2 cells. Can't be in these 3, can't be in these 3, and cannot be here. So just 2 cells. And 7, if you see in row 9, again just these 2 cells. Any other area? Okay, this area, 3 options. So let's get to the next digit. We have 2 8s in the grid. 8 cannot go here, so 8 has to be in these 2 cells. And very soon that is going to become a pair. Nothing much. Let's get to 9s. 9 in column 4 and 6, so 9 goes in these two cells. 9 is not in row 3, so 9 goes into these two cells, and that gives a locked pair as I mentioned earlier, so we can just replace that and put in 8, 9 over there. So right, where do we go next? Nothing much. So let's switch over to center marking now. Row 3 appears really interesting. You have 8, 9 and you have 2 and 4. And you also have a 1, 3 in box 1. Now the 1, 3 in row 3 has to be locked here. And which means these three cells must be a 5, 6 and 7. Of course 5 can't go here and a 7 can't go here. And so far we have not placed even a single digit. There are no freebies in this grid. Everything looks tight knit and tough. Okay, let's slowly start making some center candidates. I have 8, 9 spanning these three cells, meaning they can't go here. So if I look at this row, wow, that's good. There is an 8, 9 here. So we need one more cell which would take 8 and 9. And 8, 9 cannot go in column 8 because you have 8, 9 as given here. So the only other cell which can take an 8, 9 is going to be here. And that leaves 1, 4, 5, 7 in this row. This is 4 or 5. This would be 1, 5, 7. This has all 4 possibilities, and this is again 1, 5 and 7. So it hasn't given much. Okay, let's just look for weak areas. 3, 5, 9, 7 and 8. So I need 1, 2, 4, 6 in row 5, and this cell has to be a 2 or a 4. It can't be 6, it can't be 1. This will be 1, 4, 6 because you have a 2 here. This will be 1, 2, 4, and this can't be a 2, so this is 1, 4 and 6. So I'm waiting for the Sudoku to give in here, give us some digit. It's not happening. Where do we go next? Perhaps column 4 or even row 9. Let's look at row 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. Look at these two cells. They must be 2, 6, 8, 9. 8, 9 can't go here, so that's 2, 6, and this would be a 6, 8 and 9. And if I look at this cell, can't be 1, 3, 4, 5 and 2 and 7. So this must also be a 6, 8, 9, just like this cell. So I'm trying to look for cells which have limited candidates, and hopefully we get some trick from there. And looking at column 4 now, 2, 3, 8 and 9, and this can't be 6 and 7. So that's 1, 4, 5. So am I seeing something here? 8, 9, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9. Is this something that we need to be looking at? It certainly appears interesting, but I can't see how this would help. Let me think here a bit. Meanwhile, I see that this cell is also restricted. 4, 8, 9, 1, 2, 7 and 5. So this can only be 3 or a 6. Wow, that was really nice. This is hard, guys. Wait, am I seeing something here? So I'm looking back at this cells again. Let's just give it a deeper thought. Yes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is really an awesome step, guys. So I'm going to say that in one of the cells marked green, there must be a 6. Because if not, we are hitting a contradiction. So let's just make all the cells green for now and remove the 6s from row 9. See what happens. Let's just remove 6 from these two cells. So if you have this way, we basically have a skyscraper in rows 1 and 9. Skyscraper is nothing but you identify a digit which has only 2 possibilities in, let's say, 2 rows and 3 columns, or 3 rows and 2 columns. In this case, let's take 8. 8 has only 2 possibilities in row 1, and it has exactly 2 possibilities in row 9. For now, assume that 6 is not in these 2 cells. We are going to prove that 6 must be in those 2 cells. Must be in exactly one of those 2 cells, which is obvious. So if you look at these, there are exactly 2 rows and 3 columns, namely column 1, column 2 and column 9, right, out of which all these digits are present, and one column must be common. So that column is column 9. So when you have such a possibility, you can eliminate the digit which is common between the other 2 cells from the cells which see both of these cells. So these 2 cells cannot take an 8. The reason is, let's say you have an 8 in the red cell. Look what happens. If this is 8, then this becomes 9, this becomes 9, and now look what happens to column 9. Both those cells are forced to be an 8, and that is clearly something which we do not want. So this is called a skyscraper technique. So to brief it again, you identify a digit which is having exactly 2 possibilities, and that digit happens in 2 rows and 3 columns, out of which 1 column is common, or 3 columns and 2 rows, out of which 1 row is common. So in this case, if you have a skyscraper of this sort, 9 will also be eliminated using the same idea, because 9 is in one of these 2 cells in row 1, the dark green cells, and similarly 9 is in one of these 2 cells in row 9, the pink cells. So what does that do? 9 is eliminated from the yellow cell, because if you have 9 here, both of these become 8, and now look what happens to column 9. Both of those become a 9. Contradiction. So beautiful, right? This is indeed a really beautiful logic, guys. I'm loving it. So this proves to us that this cannot be an 8-9 pair, and which means that 6 must be there in one of these 2 cells. And what does that do? 6 is eliminated from all these cells. Wow, what a step, guys. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful step. So we get a 2 here. This is a really stunning deduction. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and which means these 2 cells must be a 7, 8, 9. And let's see if this 2 is giving us more. So 2 goes in one of these 2 cells. And 2 in row 7 goes into this domino. Okay, hopefully this finishes off the Sudoku. This is such a beautiful step. Okay, so look at this cell, and let me remove the colors here. This would be a 1, 3, and 6. 6 has been marked into this domino, right? Which means this is not a 6, so that's 1 and 3. Hopefully this is getting us somewhere. And look at this cell. This has to be 5 or 6. It cannot be 1, 4, 7, 2 and 3 and 8, 9. So this is 5 and 6. Okay, so still the Sudoku is hard. Let me look at this cell. This has to be a 3, 5 and 7. Can't be 2, 4, 6. Cannot be 1, 8, 9. So 3, 5, 7. Interesting. So if I look at row 2, I have an 8, 9 here. 8, 9 can't be here. So the next 8, 9 has to be here or here. We don't know it where it goes. I don't think there is anything there. And these two cells will be 5, 8 and 9. Wow, this is tricky, guys. Very, very tricky Sudoku. Okay, I'm seeing that the one in column 9 cannot go here. So it has to be confined to these 3 cells. Can't be here too, so it is here. And which means if you look at these cells, they are kind of restricted now. 1, 7, 8, 9 is eliminated. So the remaining digits are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This cannot be 5 and 6, so 2, 3, 4. This cannot be 2 and 4, so 3, 5, 6. Can we use some colors here? Let's mark this maybe red. So this will be opposite of that yellow. So, and this is opposite of that. So this is again yellow. So if I look at row 9 now, I have an yellow in one of these 2 cells. And I have an yellow in one of these 2 cells. And unfortunately the trail stops there. Wow, this is a hard Sudoku. Okay, just spotted an X-wing, guys. Wow, I was so focused on 8 9s, but I noticed that the 6 in row 5 is going exactly into these 2 cells. And the 6 in row 9 is going exactly into these 2 cells. Now this is a clear-cut case of an X-wing. So now we can, let me remove the other colors now. Wow, I'm just proud of this spot. So out of the blue. So which means that if you have the 6 in row 5 in this cell, the 6 in row 9 goes into this cell, and all these cells are eliminated, right? The cells marked in light yellow. Now remember the same thing. If this is a 6 in row 5, then this becomes a 6, and the same light yellow cells which we marked earlier get eliminated. They can't be 6. So we have an X-wing here. That's beautiful. And that means this cell, which has a dual candidate of 5 and 6, becomes a 5. Wow. This is a gorgeous reduction. So that's 6, 7. And that means 5 in column 2 now gets forced here. That pushes the 2 into this cell. Just only one cell left for the 2, and that forces 2 in here. And you already have a 2 in here. Okay, so 2 is marked here. Fine. Can we get more? Look at this cell. Row 4, column 2. It cannot be 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or a 9. So this has to be 2 and 8. Oh, this just keeps going on, guys. What did we place here? We placed a 2 here. Oh, you also have a 5. Look at this 5. So the 5 goes in box 8 into this cell. Oops, sorry. That gives a 6 here, which means this will become an 8-9 pair. And that is instantly resolved. That's 8, that's 9. And now the 8 in column 5 gets forced here, and which means that the 7 is pushed here. That's beautiful. I'm really enjoying this Sudoku. I would give this Sudoku a really high rating, possibly a 9 out of 10. It's really, really unbelievable. First we spotted that absolutely gorgeous logic of 6, and then we have seen an X-wing. Really nice. Let's look at maybe row 7 and write out the pending digits 1, 3, and 4. So this is 1, 3, 4. This is 3, 4. Sorry if I'm missing something simple, but I'm unable to see here. Okay, in column 7, I'm seeing a quadruple. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, which means I can lock 8, 9 into these two cells. And you also have an 8, 9 pair here. Maybe it's time to use coloring. Before that, look at this cell. Can't be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Cannot be 1 and 7. It's 3, 5. Wow, that's pretty restricted. Just 3, 5. Look at column 5. I'm missing some simple eliminations. 5 is eliminated there, and you also have a 4. 4 is eliminated here. You have 1, 2 here, so 3, 7 goes into these 3 cells. Not giving much. Look at column 4 and row to column 4 in particular. It is a hidden single. There is only one digit that can get into this cell. Cannot be 2, 3, 6, cannot be 7, 8, 9, cannot be 1 and 4. So that's a 5. And that in turn gives a 3 here, which gives a 1 here, which gives 3 here. So this becomes a 5, 7 pair, and which is quickly resolved. So that's 7, that's 5. 1, 4, 5, 3, 7, 8, and 9. So this will be a 2, 6 pair. So 6 gets resolved. This 6 and 2, that gives me a 1 here, which gives a 7 here. 5 gives a 4 here, and that finishes off box 2. Column 4 can be finished. This is 4, and that 4 gives me 2 in here. These will be a 3, 5 pair. And look where the 1 goes in column 8. Just one cell. So 1 goes here. Be 3, 4 pair. Okay, row 5. It becomes 4, 6 pair. The corner cells. Let's remove the coloring. This is an extremely satisfying Sudoku, guys. Wonderful reductions. Okay, again, naked single. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4, 6, 7, 9 are eliminated from row 4, column 3. So that has to be an 8. that gives 2, that gives 2 here. This will be a 3 4. This is not a 1. Oops, am I missing? Oh no, yeah, it has to be a 1. Just one cell left for the 1 there, so 1 goes here, and 4 gives a 3 here, which resolves this 3 5 pair. And 3 in column 8 can be placed. That becomes 6 now. This becomes 4. That becomes 6. And now 6 in row 9 can be placed. 6. That becomes 8 9. So you have a 7 8 9 triplet. And box 7 can be finished, I think. 3, 6, 4, and 6 resolves this. 6 and 7. That's fantastic, guys. What a Sudoku, really. Box 6 can be completed. That's a 5. This 3 gives a 4 here. That becomes an 8 9. And this will be a 1 4 9. 1 goes into this cell. 4 goes here. 9 goes here. And instantly all these are set on fire because of this 9. So 8 9, 8 9, 8 9. And these 3 cells will be finished. 7 and 8. And with that, we have completed this beautiful Sudoku by trivial. There's nothing trivial about the Sudoku though. An excellent creation by the author. I really thank the author for putting out this wonderful Sudoku on LMD portal. It was published quite a while back, and I just was searching for some classic Sudokus. And I'm happy that I managed to hit this Sudoku. It was rated around 80% on the portal with 4-star difficulty. So I just went for this. Hopefully this was an enjoyable video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.